Hello and welcome to this special edition covering the latest developments in the American-Iranian war, the American-Israeli-Iranian war. With us now live is Dr. Ahmed Maharem, the political analyst. Good morning, Dr. Maharem. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much for the invitation, please.
Thank you, Dr. Maharem. So, we are in a ceasefire. We're almost a week past the week time frame in the ceasefire. We don't know if the ceasefire will be renewed. We don't know if we will have the talks again in Islamabad. We've listened to U.S. President Donald Trump yesterday saying the next 2 days will be full of events. And we've heard from the White House spokesperson earlier today saying America is optimistic about reaching a deal. But where are the events and where is the optimism coming from, in your view?
I think ceasefire will continue as I think Islamabad in Pakistan is trying to do the best. And there is a negotiation happening today, the whole day in Iran. A visit from the officials of Pakistan to Iranian in order to submit or present another kind of deal. I think the United States of America are quite optimistic that the Iranian will listen carefully to any kind of suggestion came from Pakistan. Pakistan usually is a good ally to Iran and to the United States as well. I think President Trump in a position, he is hoping that any kind of achievement can happen by different allies in the region, not only Pakistan. Egypt is one of them, Saudi Arabia and Turkey as well.
Right.
So let us hope something happens within the coming few hours. It could be positive to let the world have some kind of hope.
Yes, we all hope so, of course. But we are also getting reports that the Pakistani-Irani talks in Tehran are continuing for Thursday as well. And of course that the Pakistani army chief himself went to Iran, yes, conveying messages, obviously. And this is very important. Pakistan, the lead mediator, as you mentioned, Dr. Maharem, along with Egypt, Turkey, and Saudi Arabia. So we're hearing some positive news and then some negative ones. Let's talk a little bit about the Strait of Hormuz, if you will. Now, the U.S. president decided to execute a naval blockade, a blockade over Iran's blockade in the Strait of Hormuz. And the Iranians today said they have no problem in letting the ships pass through the Strait of Hormuz from the side of Oman. If they go through the Omani area, the waters close to the Omani area, then they are okay with this. Perhaps also trying to use the Strait of Hormuz as a negotiating tool. Obviously, the American president himself, with the naval blockade, tried to make Hormuz an advantage for him in the negotiations, because it had been an advantage for Iran throughout the 40-day of military hostilities. In your view, has the situation changed regarding Hormuz?
I think Strait of Hormuz, since the conflict started, it is almost one of the good elements in the hand of Iran, that they can do more pressure to the American and to the world. Last week, when the first kind of negotiation between Iran and the United States of America and Pakistan,
Saturday, yes.
They reach a kind of good conclusion that the war can stop under any circumstances. The only thing is the capability of Iranian nuclear on the future, and also the Strait of Hormuz. Strait of Hormuz is becoming a big issue, not only the matter of America and Iran, but the whole world starts to suffer. So I think Iranians, from one point, they have to have a kind of realistic in order to find a better solution, not to exceed the escalation of the market. Otherwise, it will be against the kind of strength the Iranians have hold in their hands.
Right. It's interesting, Dr. Maharem, and to the point, really, that you mentioned the word realistic, because also from the other side, Russia today said that it wants the United States to be realistic when in its talks and negotiations with Iran, because you really cannot have 100% success. I mean, I remember the U.S. President a few days ago saying, I don't want 95%, I don't want 99%, I want 100%. So, again, is this really being realistic? Can anybody get 100% in negotiations?
Sultanate of Oman and Iran, both, they are sharing on this patch of the ships during the water of Hormuz Strait. When Iranians think to start collect some fees in order to cover their cost having in this war, legally, I consider Sultanate of Oman, they have an answer that they cannot agree on that because this is not an artificial kind of path like the Canal Suez. Egyptians have the right to collect some fees.
Right.
But now, if Iran will find itself alone in that kind of battle, it's better for them to have a better solution in the coming negotiation between America and Iranian in the coming few days.
Clear. Dr. Maharem, the cat and mouse game. The U.S. Vice President, Mr. J.D. Vance, says the ball is in the Iranian courts. Do you think the ball is in the Iranian court, or really it is actually in the American court because the Americans are pressing to get 100%? And so if they press to get 100%, like Mr. Trump says he wants it all, it's all or nothing, then actually the ball is in the American court, because if America wants to spoil this, they would play for the 100%, wouldn't they? So whose court is the ball in at the moment?
I think it is equal in both sides' court, but most probably it could be more on the side of Iranian, because Iranian has to show the world that they have to show some kind of realistic in order to save the economy of the world. Let us have a kind of different deal. Iranian can show the world that they are care and they're quite interested to finish the conflict as much as they can, not to have a future enemy, especially the Gulf areas. They are neighbor to Iranian. So I think it's more on the side of Iranian.
Okay. Do you think the Iranians, Dr. Maharem, will use the Al-Mandab Strait or the Bab al-Mandab card? Would they use it, you think? Because sometimes we hear statements coming from Iran resonating to that issue.
I think historically, one point to escalate the matter, as Mr. Trump sometimes is giving a very difficult promises. But when it comes to the reality, I don't think Iran will not put the world in such a kind of very, very critical situation. It's a matter of raising the ceiling of their needs. But I don't think that it will happen, at least for the next couple of days or weeks.
All right. The Americans say that they have proposed a 20-year freeze on the enrichment of Iranian uranium, and that the Iranians had only agreed for a 5-year freeze. Do you think the two sides can reach a compromise, meet somewhere in the middle, and solve the thorniest issue of all, which is the Iranian nuclear program?
I think with the help of allies in both sides, Iranians have a negotiative team. I think they are having a better kind of thinking, and I hope, which is possible, that they can reach a good conclusion and let the war end by all means.
All right. One final question, Dr. Maharem. It is about Lebanon. we've been hearing reports throughout the day and maybe throughout yesterday of a potential ceasefire in Lebanon, maybe a one-week ceasefire, nothing official as of yet. Of course, this coming on the back of the first direct negotiations between Lebanese and Israeli officials in decades, the ones that took place in Washington. Where do you think the Lebanese issue is going? Of course, until now, Israel has ceased striking Beirut itself, but it continues to attack and invade and occupy parts of southern Lebanon.
I think ceasefire in Lebanon almost it can be achieved soon. The negotiation between both sides, the Lebanese and the Israeli yesterday in Washington, D.C., was almost having a kind of a big hope that with a pressure from the American to the Israeli and also the European Union starting from France, Lebanon is a very important country to the world, especially to the European Union and France. I think to separate the two cases, Iranian-American Israeli war, different from Israeli-Lebanese war, and I think if that negotiation will lead that there is a stop of this ceasefire in Lebanon, it will be a kind of hope to help the whole critical situation in the Middle East.
Finally, Dr. Maharem, do you think we're going to see the Americans and the Iranians meeting again soon in Islamabad? And if so, do you think, one round of negotiations will lead to a second and then a third, and from one ceasefire to another, and this will drag on for weeks, maybe months? Or do you think they could reach a deal? Or do you think, in the worst case scenario, everything could break up and we return back to the language of ultimatums and the destruction of civilizations and the Stone Age language and so on?
According to the result of the last more than 40 days war, there is no side achieved what they're looking for. America did not gain any victory, and Iran also did not lose anything except the material and the demolish of their capabilities of economy and human resources as well. So by all scenarios, I think it's going to be a win-win situation. And as a second rule of communication will happen in Pakistan, I think the whole world is expecting to have a better future.
All right. On that optimistic note, we thank you very much, Dr. Ahmed Maharem, the political analyst. Thank you for your time, and thank you for your insight. And thank you for watching us. Please stay with Nile TV. In some 26 minutes from now, we'll be back with another news update.